Hello, how are you all? I hope you're doing well. My name is Retrobeard and this is my new gaming grotto of pixelated polygonal perfection. During our time together I will be covering many of the finer things in life that entail retro gaming. Who am I? I am merely a follically blessed barbarian of old school gaming goodliness whose knowledge and passion are at your disposal. Today we are covering the Sega masterpiece known as Game Ground. This classic action strategy game tests the reflexes, boils the blood and frays the nerves. Game Ground began life in 1988 as a Sega developed and published free-player System 24 arcade game. 2 years later, in 1990, Game Ground was subsequently ported to the Sega Master System games console. This port had up to 2 players action. Then 1 year later, in 1991, Game Ground arrived on the Sega Megadrive, aka Sega Genesis home consoles for a fantastic 2-player experience. Finally, 1 year after that in 1992, Game Ground was ported for the PC Engine Super CD-ROM, aka TurboGrafx 16 CD consoles. This, oddly enough, had the 2-player mode omitted. The synopsis of the game is that in the distant future, mankind has become so peaceful that it's forgotten how to do battle. The rulers of humanity are distressed at this situation, so created a special Matrix-like simulation for people to fight and train in. When the computer that runs this simulation malfunctions, it captures the people inside the simulation. The greatest warriors of this virtual world are sent to rescue the captured people and get them home. Gameplay wise, you select the character from a list of 20 warriors. Each warrior has their own weapon and 2 attack types. This comes in the form of different attack ranges, directions, speeds, duration and possible high or low attacks. Some attacks also can have splash damage. You have levels that are filled with various enemies with different sorts of attacks. To complete a level, you must either kill all the enemies or get a minimum of 1 character to the exit point. The arcade version has 40 levels and the console ports have 50 to enjoy. When you play in normal skill setting, you must rescue the captive characters and lead them to safety to the exit point. In hard skill setting, you begin with the selection of 20 characters. For every 10 levels completed, you must face a boss battle, and upon completion you enter a new land. Anyway, we have already covered quite a bit on this fantastic game, so let's see what our unbiased panel of gaming experts think of this game so far.
Game Ground. Game Ground. Now that's a game I've not heard of for a long time.
This game is not for mere disciples or grasshoppers. I recommend you train very hard to become a real expert. You want to fight? Fight me. On it. Do as I say, for I am your teacher. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway, back to Game Ground. Each land has a theme, with Land 1 being a Dark Age style land. Land 2 is based on the Middle Ages. Next you have Land 3, which is a pre-revolutionary China theme. Then you have Land 4, which is based in the present day. This land appears to be unique to the Genesis, aka Megadrive version. Finally, you have Land 5, which is set in the future. Oddly enough, there appears to be a Land 6 that is unique to the Master System port. This is called the Final Era. I promise I will get my hands on this version in the near future and play it. I also need to confirm the lands available in the TurboGrafx 16 CD version. Expect a follow-up video dedicated to these hot topics. All will be revealed. Of the aforementioned 20 warriors at your command, you have a hero for every possible scenario. These heroes all have their own official names, of course. Me and my mate used to make up our own names. What can I say? We were teenagers and I didn't know the real names. There is Afra. We used to call him Wolverine. Yes, we weren't very imaginative. He has a spear and a high throw that can aim in any direction he chooses. Then we have Betty. We called her Lady Cop Killer. Don't try to understand why. This was the 90s after all. She has a standard attack and a high grenade special attack that can only shoot forwards. Next we have Cyber. To us, he was Robocop. Makes sense, huh? He has a standard attack and can fire multiple long-range missiles that branch off in multiple directions. They also shoot high. We next have Fire Knight. We called him Fire Mage, so almost right. He has a standard attack and also a special fire attack and has splash damage. Next there was Gascon, known to us as Ugg. He chucks a spear, the same as Afra, but his high attack can only go forwards. It appears to have greater range. Then we have the General. To us he will always be M. Bison. I wonder why. He has a standard attack and can use an awesome flamethrower as his special attack. Great for clearing mobs of enemies. Then there is Glow Knight. We called him Knight. Very clever, eh? He can make a special 4-directional close range attack that flows around him and serves as a shield of sorts. This one is called Honey. We called her Super Lady Cop Killer. We were so creative. She has a standard attack and a multi-directional high grenade attack. This fine fellow is known as Kid. We called him BB. This is because his main attack was a rapid fire shot of small round balls. Yeah, okay. His special attack is a simultaneous left and right shot. Sort of like a twin directional strafing attack. And here's Johnny. To us, he will always be Cop Killer. Weren't we edgy? He has a standard attack and a medium range attack that can only aim forwards. Then there is Coup, who we ingeniously called Magnum PI. He has a standard attack and a medium range rapid shot. Here is Robbie. We called him Ed 209. He has a standard attack and can fire long distance attacks as his special. Next there is Mam, who we renamed to Storm. She likes boomerangs. Alongside her standard attack, she has a medium range front firing boomerang attack that requires some skill in aiming. Then there is Mars. We called him Apache. He is a dab hand with a long distance archery. He has a standard attack and a medium range bow shot that shoots forward and high. Then we have Mud Puppy, who was cleverly dubbed Bazooka. He, alongside his standard attack, has a front aiming long distance attack. Here we have Professor. Can you guess what we called him? Marine. He has a good standard attack and a good range simultaneous left and right strafing attack. Here's Valkyrie, aka April O'Neil. Say nothing, okay? She has a standard attack and a medium range all directional boomerang attack. Take a look at Verbal, for here's one not to forget. We called him Eric the Viking for some odd reason. He has an amazing standard attack and an all directional high attack with medium range. Next it's Water Knight. He was rather fondly known as Elf. I think he looks like one. He has a nice standard attack and a 4-directional water attack that is medium range and stuns foes for a certain amount of time. Finally, there is Zaemon. We called him Windy Ridge. Don't ask please. Alongside his standard attack, he has a 4-directional short-range tornado that slays enemies and bounces off of walls. Well, I do believe that is enough information on this amazing game to digest for now. I will do a follow-up video in future and cover more details, including the Master System and the TurboGrafx differences. If you have never played this game before and now wish to, then I have some good news. There are several affordable and modern ways to play this game alongside the more exotic and original methods. The easiest and cheapest way is probably to head over to Steam, Xbox Live or PSN and buy it from their storefronts. I've also seen it for the Switch. I do believe they also have the arcade version available for that little handheld wonder machine. These modern versions include some great local and online multiplayer modes and some great emulation-like features such as scanlines and filters. You can also purchase this game on the Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 on their Sega Megadrive aka Genesis Ultimate Collection games, which still go for reasonable prices. They may even have gain ground on their online store pages. This game was also featured on the PlayStation 2, PSP and PC CD-ROM as the Sega Megadrive aka Genesis Collection. It's still not that expensive. And of course, this game began on the venerable Megadrive aka Genesis, and purists would say that this is the way to play it. I say, play it any way you wish, just play it. On this format, the game does not come comparably cheap. I have one last juicy morsel. The PlayStation 2 released a beautiful remake of this game via its Japanese only Sega Ages 2500 Volume 9 series of budget games. This game is glorious, with beautiful remastered musical scores, 3D graphics, 2-player mode and a total honouring of the source game. This title could be the topic of a video in its own right. Anyway, thank you for watching and listening. Please like this video, subscribe and share with your friends. And fear not, I will be back. Bye everyone and take care of yourselves.